Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to take the front end loader off and back onto the tractor. I've had quite a few requests for that video and I've been meaning to do it, just haven't gotten around to it. We have 70 hours on the tractor now, and we use it primarily for mowing right now during the summer. I'm not using the backhoe, so I've got the backhoe off of it, got the mower on it, and the front end loader is typically not on it. I have it on right now because I had to load some dirt up the other day into a trailer, and I just haven't taken it back off yet, but I need to get some mowing done this evening, so I'm going to try to get that back off. Now that I've figured out how to do it, the front end loader is something that I can put on and off in literally probably about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. It's really a quick thing to do. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Let me take you around the tractor and show you a little bit more about it. So when you get over here, this is going to be your hydraulics. Now I have a quick disconnect that I paid extra for, and with mine you're going to push this red button in, and then it's going to allow you to release that handle, and then if you can see what's happening there, as you raise that handle it separates all of those, and then when I'm ready to put it back, all I got to do is push it down and it engages all of those. It's hard to do one-handed here. And then I have the third function as well, which is what this hydraulic line and this hydraulic line are for. Those do not have a quick disconnect, which is goofy that they offer this but not this with a quick disconnect. So with these you just have to literally pull the collars back, take those off. Always put your dust covers back on as quick as possible, that way you're not getting dirt and contaminants and stuff into your hydraulic system. Other than that, you have your I don't remember exactly what they call this now, but this is what shows you if your bucket is level or not. Basically, when this tab is even with this tab on the tractor frame, you know that your bucket is nice and level. And I use it all the time. At first I didn't understand exactly the concept behind it. Now that I got it, I use it constantly. So I got the tractor situated where I want it, and you'll see the black mat down here. This is actually stall mat. Got it at Tractor Supply. They sell it at Rural King. Kind of probably any farm type store will have it. I guess I don't know 100% what stall mat is for. I assume it's for a stall of some sort. I don't know if it's for horses or what, but they have 1/2 inch and 3/4. I think this was maybe a 3 foot by 5 foot piece or 3 foot by 4 foot piece of stall mat, 1/2 inch thick, and I've cut it into 3 pieces. And the reason is, if you look down here at my concrete, and this barn's only 2 years old, you'll see what I've already done to my concrete just since having the tractor and trying to take the implements on and off. It just scratches it and you get things sliding around, and I don't want to tear up my new concrete floor. So if you look over here, when I took the backhoe off, I went ahead and stuck a piece of stall mat up underneath of it, and also one underneath the bucket up front here. And just a little bit of advice for you: if you are going to take your backhoe off, make sure you have it in a good place with enough room, because you put the outriggers up after you're done taking it off, but I have not touched this. I haven't touched any levers or anything, but slowly the hydraulics bleed off and the outriggers came back down to the down position, so make sure you have room for that. And if I remember right, I haven't had this thing on or off in a month or two, but I think you have to use the outriggers to get it off anyway. As a matter of fact, I know you do, so I guess you'll have room, but just be aware that if you store stuff around it, it's liable to get pinned in place and you won't be able to get the stuff out from underneath the outriggers until you hook the hydraulics back up. But I'll show you another video with the backhoe being taken on and off. Again, that's a pretty quick thing too. I think that I've gotten to the point now where I can get the front end loader off, I can get the backhoe off, and I can get my 3-point hitch put back on, because you have to actually take all the 3-point hitch, the whole hitch has to come off. All of the bars, everything's got to come off in order to put the backhoe on. So when you're ready to put the backhoe, or put a 3-point implement on, you got to put the whole 3-point back on, which is bolts and nuts, and I mean it's easy once you know what you're doing, but it's something that takes a little bit of time. And I think I've gotten to the point where in about 30 to 40 minutes I can get both the backhoe off, the front end loader off, 3-point hitch back on, get my mower hooked up, and I'm ready to go. And that just came with repetition and doing it several times. So I've probably had that backhoe on and off the tractor maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times since I got it 8 months ago. So anyway, let me show you. I guess what I'm going to do is go ahead and start the tractor up. And now that you kind of, I guess let me show you a little bit more before I do that. You see these pins right here. You're not going to be able to see where I put the camera. It's going to be hard for you to see all the detail. You see this thing slides up. It's just a bar that runs through this pin just to lock it in place. And what it does is it goes down into that hole right there in the frame, and it keeps that pin from being able to back out. So these pins, when you have the front end loader in the position where it's ready to come off, these pins will slide out really, really easy. I mean, there will be no pressure on them. They won't bind, nothing. You won't have to use a tool to get them out. If you're having trouble, you probably don't have enough weight off of the front end loader, and you just need to play around with it until you get it there. So there's one there, and then it's the exact same setup over on the other side of the tractor. So one other thing to think about is you're not going to move this front end loader once you get it off of the tractor, unless you have a dolly built for it or something, which I may end up doing eventually, but as of right now I've not. So you need to put it where you're comfortable with it sitting until you're ready to hook it back up to the tractor. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, both the front end loader and the backhoe attachment, and that doesn't even seem right because I think the backhoe would be heavier, but I think that the front end loader is about 1,000 pounds if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. So let me get set up here, and and then I will show you the let me fire it up and we'll get going, and I'll show you how to take it off. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me with the noise of the tractor running. Yeah. First thing you have to do is raise the front end loader up. Get it up high enough, you gotta come over and pull this pin. Come down. Slide over into a hole in the frame. Put that pin back in. These are the kickstands for the front end loader. One on the other side, do it too. Front there so I don't lose them. Now you have to get the front end loader off of the tractor before you can release the hydraulic lines. doing is I'm taking the weight back off of, as if I was lifting the front end loader back up. And if I'm lifting it up, it's kind of, and that's just something you're going to have to play with and figure out as you go. So at this point, I have the front end loader far enough away, I can show you, and you have to turn the tractor off before you take the hydraulics off. But at this point, you can see this is separated here. This is where the pin went through and went through there. This is a cradle down here, which is what this part of the frame on the front end loader sits in. And I apologize that I guess I wasn't a little more clear with which directions to push the lever and all that, but I'll be honest with you. Basically what you want to do, you could see as I was trying to lower it, it was bringing the front end of the tractor up off the ground. So you want to pretend that you're lifting the front end loader, and as you do, it'll actually lift the frame right up out of the tractor. And it's something you'll figure it out. I mean, you just got to kind of gently push the lever both ways until you start to see the motion in the right direction, and when you do, you know you're doing the right thing. And then as you level the bucket back out, it'll actually kind of pull it away from the tractor. So at this point, we're on the ground. This thing is no longer attached to the tractor in any way. All of the weight is off of it, and it is now resting on these 3 stall mats that I put down, and then I just keep my pins right up here, that way I don't lose anything. Now that you've done this, you can go ahead and take the, let me get your camera set up here. All right, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Okay, I'm gonna grab a rag real quick. Always keep a rag with me when I'm pulling the hydraulics. So you kind of want to let the pressure off the hydraulics. That way you don't get a bunch of, makes it easier to take the hoses off. So you can pull the collar. This collar pulls that way. On both of these, it does. And then you're just going to pull straight out. Very simple. It's not complicated. And then, like I said, put your dust cover back in there for protection. And then I just kind of loop it over here. Do that there as well. Put your dust covers on, and then come back here and put your dust covers on as well. Now, in my situation, which a lot of you might not have this, so this makes it a little bit easier for me, push that red button, pop that lever, I'm done. My hydraulics are 100% disconnected. I'll shut that cover, I'm done. I can pull my tractor out and away from the front end loader at this point. So that's it. Make sure you pull straight out, otherwise you're going to scratch the side of your tractor on the loader frame. It's not moving anymore, so if you cut your tires and start to back out, you're going to scratch it up. So I'll go ahead and put it back on for you as well, just so you can kind of see how that process works. But yeah, so basically, and hold on, I'm going to grab a screwdriver real quick and show you why. Might be an easier way to do this, but so far this is the easiest way that I have found. So I'm going to get this put back on first so it's out of my way. I'm going to raise that back up, open that cover, put that there. There is tape, yellow, white, blue, red. There, red, blue, white, yellow tape here, so you don't accidentally turn that the wrong way. Kind of foolproof for you. That's it. That's hooked up. I don't have to do anything else. Now, if you don't have that system on your tractor, I believe what you would have is just 4 more of these that are exactly like that, where you're going to pull the rings back to hook them up. So I'm going to pop the dust covers back off, make sure my fittings are clean. Now this is where I use a screwdriver. Where did that go? These little caps can be a real pain. So I just kind of put them in there and gently twist. That way I don't do any damage to the fitting. But it's much easier to get them off that way. Pull the ring back, push on. You're done. That's not complicated. Again, I just kind of get in there, just give it like a little twisting motion. I'm not prying, I'm not trying to do any damage to that fitting. I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier for me to get, pop that cap off of there. Again, pull that back, push on, you're done. Alright, now at this point, I can start the tractor back up. Make sure your hoses are clear, make sure you didn't do anything crazy. You saw what I did with them, I just tuck them right up in there. Just keep them out of the way. Because I parked my tractor here, so I'll take the front end loader off, but I'll pull my tractor right back into here. I got the mower on the back. I can back up a foot or 2 feet, but I typically pull it up pretty close, and I don't want my tires to be dragging on these lines every time I pull in. So let me start it back up. That's that. I'm basically opening the bucket at this point. There, looks like we're lined up. Let me get the pin. Slid right in, just like we wanted to. Slid right in. We're now hooked back up. Literally as fast as it is. And then all you got to do is go right back through the same motions that you did before. Pull the pin, slide that over, swing it up, pin it, you're done. So you can get an idea of how quick that can be. And honestly, it probably took me longer just because I'm sitting here trying to show you guys how to do it. And I'm half distracted. So that's all there is to it. If you have questions, ask me. It's not rocket science. Obviously, when you pull your tractor out and then you pull back in, you have to think about getting things lined back up, and you might have to jump in and out of the tractor a couple times. But you know, it's not. I mean, I suppose if you had some help, which I've never had help trying to hook it up, I would do it by myself. But if you had help, somebody could stand out there and say, "Yeah, you're lined up, you're in the right place." But with the tractor, as you can see pretty well out the window, so you should be able to do it just fine. So that's it. I guess if there's questions, ask me. Like I said, I'll try to do another video of the backhoe. Not sure when, probably going to wait for another month or so when I get done mowing. Take the mower off, put the backhoe back on. Maybe I'll shoot a video of that whole process so you can see how it works. I guess that's it. Like I said, questions, ask me below in the comments. And if you would, like our videos, subscribe to my page, and that way you can get updates every time we post another video. And I'll try to show you some more stuff as soon as I can. All right, have a great day. See ya.